We usually play video games to feel like we're living in a different world, but in these 10 games, we'd rather live anywhere else. A nice, relaxing camping trip out to the middle of nowhere sounds nice, doesn't it? That is, until you realize that you have neighbors that constantly keep showing up unannounced and half-clothed. You then learn that one of your neighbors' name is Virginia, which sounds unalarming and normal, until she shows up and you realize that she has 6 legs and wants to use all of them to stomp you into the dirt. If you somehow survive all of that, you'll then have to keep making trips down to the water to wash off all of the blood and awful life decisions off that have led you to this less than 5-star destination. Rats. Rats everywhere. And these rats are different from your normal New York City sewer rats that are just trying to find some food. These rats are spreading the Black Plague. And if for some strange reason a plague wasn't enough to convince you not to live here, you're also stuck in the middle of the 100 Years' War. So good luck with that. This alien planet may look peaceful and inviting at first with its beautiful water and colorful fish, but when you finally get the urge to explore, you realize it isn't as peaceful as you originally thought. The water gets murky. You hear a bone-chilling screech. You turn around and you're face to face with the Reaper Leviathan that wants nothing more than to eat your face off. And that's just one creature. There are handfuls of different Leviathans and other hostile creatures on this alien planet that don't enjoy your presence. Oh yeah, not to mention, if you're afraid of the dark, you may not want to venture too far down into the depths here in Subnautica. A land full of chads and rats. Escape from Tarkov is an incredibly dirty and dingy world where everyone that visits is battling to the death just to survive or to have a better porta potty to go to the bathroom in. We imagine that living here would be a lot like living as a scav, constantly wandering around without any real place to go and constantly being shot by PMCs just so they can complete their tasks. Escape from Tarkov is not designed to be fun, and we can't imagine living here would be any different. This game is difficult, so what makes you think that living here would be any different? You'll be living in a city that is plagued with an endemic illness that has turned its inhabitants into these bestial creatures. It will then be your job to navigate the streets of Yharnam and defeat these deranged creatures. And if you just so happen to make one mistake, yeah, game over. Live, die, repeat. That's the cycle in Returnal. When you inevitably die, the world changes, so you have no idea where you are or where to go. And if you do somehow manage to escape, you'll be able to live a normal life. That is, until you die, then it's back to the same cycle again. If you understand what the acronym stands for, it shouldn't be very difficult to understand why you wouldn't want to live here. First off, you're a prisoner, which is already bad enough. You then get sent on these missions into the complex, where you try to find resources for someone that goes by the name of the Warden. And I'll tell you right now, We don't want to live anywhere that someone is calling themselves the Warden. If you're the type of person to squeal whenever you see a spider on the wall or ceiling, then Grounded is probably not the place for you. A background survival game where you are the size of an ant, which means that spiders and other insects are much larger than you and much more difficult to deal with. There's always at least one game in these lists that is very obvious why it's here. Scorn is one of those. The aesthetics in this game give us the heebie-jeebies and constantly make our skin crawl. Scorn has yet to be released, but we can promise you that when it does, we'll constantly be thinking about how we would want to live absolutely anywhere else. One of the most beautiful environments in all of gaming, but just because it's beautiful doesn't mean that there aren't dangers lurking in this world. The dangers are a bit more robotic in nature, ranging from large to small, docile to incredibly hostile, and you'll have to learn to survive very quickly. The other awful aspect of this world is that if you happen to just not have a mother around, you'll be banished and outcast from all of the tribes, just like how Aloy was.